I just got back from an incredible event, and it was the Mindset Night at Ridley High School, hosted by the Athletic Department, Hope for Hallie, and Green Psych. It was a powerful evening that focused on mental well-being for student athletes, parents, and coaches. I had the chance to attend the coaching breakout session, and I want to share some of the biggest takeaways, including an important conversation about setting boundaries, what fills our cup as coaches, an incredibly moving moment about Hope for Hallie. One of the key discussions we had was about setting boundaries as coaches. This is something that doesn't get talked about enough, but it's crucial. As coaches, we pour so much into our athletes, our time, our energy, our emotional investment. But if we don't establish boundaries, we risk burnout, frustration, and even resentment. The team at Green Psych stressed the boundaries aren't about caring less. They're about sustaining ourselves so we can keep showing up fully. One of the biggest takeaways for me was learning that when we don't set boundaries, we unintentionally teach our athletes that constant availability is normal, and that's not healthy for anyone. We talked about practical ways to create structure, setting specific times for communication, giving ourselves permission to disconnect, and making sure we're not carrying every problem home with us. Because if we don't take care of ourselves, how can we expect our athletes to learn how to take care of themselves? And this led to another discussion. What fills our cup? Coaching is rewarding, but it's also draining. If we're constantly giving and never refilling, we end up running on empty. So we took a moment to reflect on what personally helps us recharge. For me, it's seeing my athletes grow, not just as swimmers, but as leaders, teammates, and people. That's what keeps me going. But I know I need to make time for my family, for reading, and for simply stepping away and recharging. Because if we're not at our best, we can't bring our best to our athletes. But I'll tell you, the most powerful moment of the night was hearing Christine Jackson talk about Hope for Hallie. This was a conversation that truly hit home. If you haven't heard about Hope for Hallie, it's a foundation dedicated to raising awareness about mental health and suicide prevention, especially among young people. Hallie's story was absolutely heartbreaking, but her legacy is saving lives. The message is clear. We need to prioritize mental health just as much as physical health. We have to create spaces where athletes feel safe to talk, be vulnerable, and ask for help. Hearing about Hallie's story reminded me why nights like this matter. We're not just coaching a sport, we're coaching people. And our impact goes far beyond the scoreboard. We have to be intentional about building a culture where mental health is talked about openly, where struggles aren't seen as weakness, and where athletes know that it's okay not to be okay. This event was a wake-up call, a reminder, and a challenge all in one. It reinforced why mindset matters. If you're a coach, parent, or athlete, I encourage you to have these conversations, to set boundaries, to find out what fills your cup, and support Hope for Hallie. And please, if you know someone who is struggling, don't hesitate to reach out.